is up, YouTube? Welcome back here to another video. Kind of just jumping right into this here. See, we got the truck jacked up and ready to go. So beautiful. Hang on. Beautiful day outside, as you can see. So I was warming the truck up there a little bit, trying to get the oil a little warm. So we're doing an oil change, but there's a little bit more to it than that. So we are doing an oil change, but we come over here and we have, you can see, oil pan. Got our AMSOIL, of course, our cat filter from MDDP. Show you guys what goes into this kit. I actually have an adapter here just to kind of compare this one to the one I have. This is a very newer one. So I'm going to be doing that, and then we have our fast filters. Of course, we went with the larger extreme fast upgrade. We'll explain the difference there. But yeah, so basically we're going to be doing an oil change. We're going to get this pan, and of course, guys, of course, the pan is orange. This has been sitting up there for literally probably four or 5 months. So we are going to do that. Leave the door open, let all the diesel smell and fumes air out of here. But yeah, so pretty straightforward. I know I said we were going to be doing the cab mounts, but I still haven't gotten to those yet. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to film a video. I don't know if it's worth it. So while this is finishing draining down here, I'm going to work on getting this cross member out. So 18 millimeter bolts, 2 here and 2 on that side, 18 millimeter here, and then you need a wrench for the other side. So 4 bolts, we'll get that thing out of the way, and then we can start getting the oil pan bolts out. Alright, so cross member out of the way, bunch of 10 millimeter bolts around the outside of that thing. Just gonna work on getting them out, and then out. Can kind of, I don't want to get oil dripped on the camera. You can take a peek up there and see the crank. Everything looks good. Screen on the pickup's nice and clean. So yeah, this sealant was pretty tough to break. I just used a big pry bar and got a hold of it over here and pried against the drive shaft, and it worked pretty good, but it was tilting the whole engine. That's how tough this sealant was. So pretty tough stuff. GM's kind of known for that. They always use some interesting sealants. So, but yeah, it's off. So there's 2 studs in the oil pan you got to remove. This is always what I do. These are actually the 2 nuts I took off, the 2 studs. I just screwed them both onto one stud. You kind of wrench them down on each other and find a small wrench and squeeze in on that top one there, and it'll tighten down on the bottom one. Then you just backs the stud right out. So had to do that. Got one more to do. Then we got to clean the surface on the bottom of the engine block and put our new pan on. I'm going to get this unwrapped and explain why this is a important upgrade that most people don't really think about. It's just an oil pan. With the cat filter upgrade and this oil pan, we will be at 12 quarts of oil total. This adds an extra quart, and the oil filter adds an extra quart, so be on a 12 quart full case of AMSOIL fill up every time now, so should get a little bit extra mileage. And yeah, so you can see factory oil pan there. We got to swap out that sensor, put that sensor in over here. So the main benefit to the PP oil pan is it is flat on the bottom, and it holds an extra quart. So you look at this one, this is like a normal oil drain. Like, I took it out until it stopped dripping, and you can see how much oil is still left in the oil pan. It's a lot. And that is because you look at this, you can see the bottom of it, and that's not sitting. It would normally sit like that. So you can see, you know, how screwed up of a design GM made there. So yeah, this gives you flat bottom, so you don't have that issue anymore. Extra quart of capacity, and then that also, this flat bottom also helps the oil pickup. You know, you can imagine with those weird lumps in there, you know, the oil pickup, it just makes it harder for the oil pickup. So yeah, much added benefit to this. So now with the MDDP oil filter conversion, we will be able to run 12 quarts. So yeah. All right guys, so we got the sensor all buttoned up in the new pan. We got our surface prep down there. Got my gasket right here. I got a Malhay, I don't know how to pronounce it, Malhay, this is the brand, Malhay or whatever, however you want to say it. I got a pre-made gasket for this. I have never been a fan of RTV. This kit with this gasket, they actually send you the gasket and they send you RTV. I'm not really sure why. I read the directions. There's the directions for it. I mean, I think they just supply you the RTV in case. Normally you're not supposed to do both. I know some guys do both just to hold this in place, but I don't like RTV because, one, it's just messy, and two, you know, when you're trying to fandangle this thing up in there and get two bolts started by yourself, you know, you bump the RTV and then you can mess it up, and I've just never been a fan of it. If you can run a gasket, that's always my preferred method. So we're gonna do this and get it back in there. Pan in, got all the bolts snug. Still have to run around and follow the torque sequence they give you in the manual and torque all of them down. But I ran into a little issue, fitment issue. So this bolt right here, you can see how it sticks out. It was hitting the oil pan, so I couldn't get it back far enough and get it lined up right. So I had to pop this bolt out and grind, you know, maybe a 1/8 inch or whatever off. But that was really the only fitment issue I ran into. Other than that, went pretty smooth. I mean, I very well could have maybe put the wrong, I don't know, I think the two bottom bolts are the same compared to the rest of the other ones on the bell housing. I guess I could have misplaced it or something, but not really a big deal. So, but yeah, we're just going to torque these down and then this will be done. So changing the oil filter here. So something I like to do, you can see I punched a small hole in the filter. So I just use a punch and a little hammer and tap through the case of the filter and punch a hole in it and let it drain out here. That way when you unscrew it, you don't quite make near as much of a mess, and the filter drains out this way. It's just a little thing I do to make less of a mess. But we got the look at all that orange, man. Look how good that looks. Ooh. But yeah, we got the pan on, all torqued down, got the sensor reinstalled. Alright guys, so we got our new filter spun on. Here's a look at the cat filter. I dropped mine, so it's chipped and dented, but oh well. There's a look of the oil pan. We got the brace back in. Looking good. All the orange under here. Yeah, so we're gonna fill it up here. I put the cross member back in the time I was waiting for that filter to drain, so we're gonna get it filled up and fire up. We're gonna change these two filters so you can see how the water separator is like a normal size. So get a good look at that. This is the bigger fuel filter, but we just figured out the Fast Extreme kit, so it's the big 0749 and the bigger water separator. So the new water separator will come down to like here. So they'll kind of match. So you have the normal size, the normal filter would be like right here, and then the 49 comes down. Then we'll have the new water separator too. So I'll show you guys. Got our new filters installed there. You can see how they kind of match a little bit better. Now you always leave this one just like a turn back, half a turn back from the top, and then you'll start the pump, which I'll show you here in a second, and then wait till you hear the tone change, and you can turn it off. Alright, so here we go. Hear the tone change. Now you can snug up that one and be good to go. Alright guys, so we have no leaks underneath. Filled up 12 quarts, got our new fuel filters ready to go. Let's start this thing up and see what happens here. Probably gonna take a second to get oil pressure. There we go. Looks like we're good as of now. Everything checked out, so that's a job complete. Gotta love the look of those filters though, huh? I love it. Well, of course, right as I was filming my outro, the battery died, so I had to run upstairs and grab another battery. But that wraps it up, guys. I thought it was a pretty straightforward install, not too hard at all. Definitely would recommend doing it if you can. Like I said, you can't beat 1 quart extra capacity, and you get a full drain each time. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I love running PPE parts. I like those guys over there. They're always very supportive and whatnot. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it out if you want. And well, that wraps it up, guys. Got to get some videos of this thing out on the street. Like I said, I don't know if I'll bother filming the cab mount video or not, but yeah, so that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, as always. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button for me. It helps me out a ton. And we'll see you on the next one.